The 2021 version. Great to be back speed skating. There's the starter's whistle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 1,000 meters 2021 Oval International, the first of 9 pairings. Starting this race in the inside lane from Quebec, Jonah Hurtubise. And in the outer lane, also from Quebec, Charles-Émile Dion. Good luck, gentlemen. Well, if you've just joined us to the live feed in YouTube, we're the first of 9 pairings in the 1,000 meter men's 2021 Oval. The first 200-meter split, Gélinas Dion in at 16.95. Hurtubise in at 17.3. Jonah Hurtubise is in the orange skin suit. Gélinas Dion is in the black. .1,000 meters is 2.5 laps. That is the bell lap, and there are 300 meters left in this 1,000 meter race. Hurtubise has a and Gélinas Dion at 1:11.87, 2 evenly matched to skaters. Let's see how they finish up. Hurtubise will finish up in the same lane he started, in the inside lane, and Gélinas Dion in the black. Here they come, down the straightaway, around the corner, crossing the line first will be Hurtubise with a time of 1:12.15, and Gélinas Dion 1:12.75. That'll be a season's best for Charles-Émile Gélinas Dion. We now move to the second pairing of the 9 pairings, starting and finishing in the inside lane from Quebec, Guillaume Labbé. And in the outer lane, also from Quebec, William Lemelin Bilodeau. This is pairing number 2 in the 1,000 meter race. We're about to get their first 200 meter time. 3, Labbé in at 17:43. Both are in black skin suits, but with the white armband, that's Labbé. He started in the inside lane. He'll finish in the inside lane, and Lemelin Bilodeau has the red armband. That's how you can tell them apart, because other than that, I can't really tell the speed skaters when they wear their skin suits who is who. So there is the bell lap with 400 meters to go. Labbé's personal best time is 1:10.84, and Lemelin Bilodeau is 1:11.58. Those are times from some time ago, as these racers, as I can see, Labbé getting a bit of the draft from Lemelin Bilodeau down the backstretch as they got their final instructions from their coaches. Here they come, rounding the turn. Labbé is going to finish first. The toe of his skate's going to cross over at a time of 1:11.01. Lemelin Bilodeau at 1:11.81. That will be a season's best for Guillaume Labbé. For William Lemelin Bilodeau. We're now moving to the third pairing. Both wearing Canadian skin suits in the inside lane, starting and finishing there from Quebec. Say hello to David Larue. And in the outer lane, also from Quebec, having a great meet, Cedric Brunet. False start. We'll do it again. After a false start, we got a nice clean start. The athletes want it, the starters want it, everybody wants it. We've got Larue in the inside lane, Brunet in the outer lane. The fastest 2 times in the first 200 meters. Larue in at 16:57. Larue's personal best time is 1:07.71. Brunet in at 1:10.43. There is the bell lap. They'll finish in the same lane that they started with. Down the backstretch for the final instructions from their coaches. Larue is going to finish in the inside lane. He's rounding the corner first. Here he comes. And the tip of his skate's going to cross the line first. And Larue comes in at a time at 1:08.43, which is a season's best for him. Cedric Brunet comes in at a time at 1:09.79, and that's a personal best for Cedric Brunet. Larue with a season's best. Brunet with a personal's best. Congratulations, gentlemen. Pairings in the 1,000 meter men's here at the Oval International in the inside lane. From Alberta, Cody Miller. And starting in the outer lane, also from Alberta, Max Halleck. Okay, both of these skaters are wearing Alberta suit. We've got Cody Miller in the white armband, Halleck in the red armband. Halleck with an opening at 200 meters at 17.14. Cody Miller at 17.24. The time to beat is David Leroux's at 108.43, Cedric Brunet at 109.79. Leroux with a season's best, Brunet with a personal's best. Labbe's in there with a third best time at 111.01 as they head down the backstretch, get final instructions and encouragement from their coaches. Halleck is coming out of the corner first. In the outer lane, he's going to cross the line, and he's going to do so with a time of 1:10.51, and Cody Miller at 1:11.64. 1:10.51 for Halleck is a personal best, and for Cody Miller at 1:11.64, that is also a personal best. Gentlemen, congratulations. We now move to the fifth pairing. In the inside lane, welcome from Ontario, Ryan Gibson. And in the outer lane from Andre Doyon. Well, if you've just joined us on YouTube or even in the oval, you've heard me say before, well, first of all, let's do the first opener for the 200 meters. Doyon in the green skin suit at 17:04, Gibson at 17:08. This production on the YouTube feed is done by the executive producer, John Little. On the photo finish is Ashley Young and former speed skater from Winnipeg, Manitoba, webmaster Sean Ireland, who's getting great accolades for the video. The lap has just been rung. Gibson and Doyon. Doyon from Saskatchewan, Gibson from Ontario. The time to beat is 1:08.43 with David Leroux. Then Brunet at 1:09.76, followed by Guillaume Labbe at 1:11.01. They're rounding the final corner. Doyon is in the green. We'll finish in the outer lane. Gibson is in the black and the blue. Here they come around in the turn. It's going to be a tight finish. Doyon looks like he's going to clip the finish line first, and he does so at a time of 1:12.29. 1:12.29, and he will be happy with that because that's a personal best. And 1:12.32 for Gibson, and another personal best. Gentlemen, two personal bests for these guys. They're going to be happy with that race. When you get to that level, the personal best, the incremental times are in 1/100th of seconds. We now move to the sixth pair. Alberta, Caden Witkowski. And in the outer lane from British Columbia, Craig Miller. This is the 1,000-meter men's race in the 2021 version of the Oval International. We've got Caden Witkowski in the first 200-meter time of 17:62. Right beside him in a close time at 17:82 is Craig Miller. Miller from BC, Witkowski from Alberta. Witkowski is in the blue skin suit, in case you're keeping track at home, and he's a an eye on the screen for that. We're seeing some personal bests fall this morning, which is terrific. The ice is in fast condition. Now it's up to the athletes. Craig Miller's personal best is 1:13.77. The bell lap has gone. They're well less than 400 meters. Down the back stretch they go, getting final instructions and encouragement from their coaches. In the black is Craig Miller. He's going to finish in the same lane he started, in the outer lane. That's how it works in the 1,000 meters, 2.5 laps around. Miller's going to cross the line at a time of 1:12:21. 1:12:21, and Witowski at 1:15:44. Miller's going to be happy with that time at 1:12:21 because that is a personal best. Congratulations, Craig Miller. We now move to the 7th pairing and the 9 pairings of the 1,000 meter men's. There won't be an ice resurfacing as we transition side lane, and starting and finishing from Quebec, Antoine Godbout. And in the outer lane from British Columbia, Matthew Mitchell. This is the 7th pairing, the 1,000 meter men's race. We got Godbout in the inner lane. His first 200 meters comes in at 17:73. Mitchell in at 20.49. Godbout is in the black skin suit, and Matthew Mitchell has the orange stripe along the back. Godbout's personal time is 1:13:54. Mitchell in at 1:20. At much different times. They're at much different levels in terms of their speed skating, but that doesn't matter. It's all within their level of development and their personal bests. So let's see if Godbout can best his 1:13:54 as he goes down the back stretch, getting the final time and encouragement from his coach. He's going to finish off the inside lane. As he rounds the final corner, here he goes in the black skin suit. And the tip of the skate, as soon as it crosses the line, the sensor is going to pick up the time, and it does at a time of 1:14:61, just off 3/100ths of a second off his season's best. And Mitchell's time is 1:27:57, and that's a personal best for Matthew Mitchell. 1:27:57, beating his personal best by 3/100ths of a second. We are now moving to the second last pairing, the 8th pairing in the 1,000 meter men's. In the inside lane from Alberta, Jared. Outer lane, also from Alberta, Bob Irvine. Jared Farquharson's 200-meter opener is 18.5. Bob Irvine in at 20.75. Farquharson's personal best is 1:16:06. Irvine's in at 1:20:04. Lap. We've got Farquharson and Irvine. Farquharson getting his last minute instructions as he goes down to the straightaway. He will finish off in the inside lane. His time to beat is 1:16:06. That is his personal best. Let's see how he makes out. The toe of his skate crosses the line, and he comes in with a time of 1:17:32. That'll go in his resume as a season's best here in 2021 Oval International. Bob Irvine crosses the line at 1:27.76 as a season's best for him as well. David LaRue's the time to beat at 1:08.43. We move to the final pairing with the solo skater, the legendary Bill Blonsky will start and finish in the inside lane. Let's see if he can best his season's best of 2:26.56. So let's say hello in the inside lane from Alberta. This is the ninth and final pairing of the 1,000 meters. This is legendary Bill Blonsky starting in the inside lane. His personal best is 2:02.8. 2:26.56 would be his season's best. His 200-meter opener comes in at 36.57, as it's customary that I do when Bill is on the music. And here's some manly music from soundtrack of a movie that we saw many years ago, and the sequel's coming out. See if you can guess what it is. All right, as Bill rounds the final turn, I just want to give a big shout out to everybody involved, because after the first 3 or 4 have a slight break, and then I'll let you know the time. I just want to give a big shout out to everybody, and then I'm off to the airport and done for the next meet. Big shout out to meet coordinator Greg Planert, making sure everything runs smoothly from top to bottom as we watch Bill Blonsky go down the straightaway. Tons of referees today, as there has been all week. Amazing referees. Chief referee Rick Hunt, assisted by Moika Stoffel, Travis Boyd, Dave Thompson, Bruce Thorpe, Rona Hathaway, Werner Mayer, and Tracy Hillis. The starters today, we've got Paul Chateau and Andrew Cross, assisted by Blair Toblin. Up here on results is Ron Jackson. On results, and here comes Bill as he crosses the line. Let's just check in on his time. He's going to do so at a time of 2:34.84, about 9 seconds off his season's best. But nonetheless, Bill Blonsky completes his 1,000 meters. The time to beat, there's no time to beat. The best time today, give it up for David LaRue at a time of 1:09.79. Both those skaters are from Quebec and from Alberta, with a time of 1:10.51, Max Halleck. And just to finish off, to give the shout-outs, our executive producer up here, an IT specialist, John Little. On photo finish is Ashley Young, and our webmaster, Sean Ireland. And our medics from CanWest Medical, Noah Vespa and Avanish Badoni. Those are the group, and there's other volunteers. Some don't wish their names to be mentioned, but they're just as valuable. This is an amazing team effort to put it on at the Oval. It runs incredibly smooth. So if you're watching on the YouTube, in a moment we're going to be starting the women's 1,000 meters. First up will be Sophia Bieber and Robin Sally, followed by Rose Lalabrote-Roy and Andrew Phaneuf, then Chloe Bouchon and Eliane Fournier. They're just readying the ice. I'll wait for the starter's whistle. From the camera, it looks like I see Paul Chateau is starting the women's. If it is Paul, put up your hand. That it is Paul. Yeah, it looks like we got a small ice delay, so when that usually happens, I like to put on a little song, and I can't do that now. So here we go. We're starting the 1,000 meter women's race in the 2021 Oval International. There are 11 pairings. This is the first of the 11 pairings. In the inside lane, and starting in the inside and finishing the inside from Manitoba, Sophia Bieber. And in the outer lane, also from Manitoba, Robin Sally. Well, if you just joined us, you're seeing the first pairing of 11 pairings in the 2021 Oval International. You're watching Sophia Bieber with an opening 200 meters at 20.01, Sally with 20.79. Bieber's personal best is 121.79. Sally's at 136.70 a few years back. So I expect Robin to achieve a personal best in this race. Both skaters are from Manitoba. Bieber with the white armband, Sally with the red armband. In case you can't tell, in both the yellow outfits, the bell lap has been rung down to the second stretch to get final instructions from their coach, Will Dutton. And that looks like Mike Ireland also as well. Bieber started in the inside lane. She'll finish in the inside lane. Let's see how she does in terms of a personal best or a season's best. She's going to cross the line with a time of 1:23.44 for a season's best. Sally crossed the line at 1:26.25, and that will be a personal best for Sally, a season's best for Bieber. We now move to the second pairing. Of the 11 pairings, starting in and finishing in the inside lane from Quebec, Rose Lalabote-Roy, and in the outer lane, also from Okay, in case you've just joined us, we're in the second pairing of the 11 pairings for the 1,000 meter race. We've got Rose Lalabote-Roy from Quebec. Both skaters are from Quebec. The opening 200 meters, 18.75 for Lalabote-Roy, 19.65 for Phaneuf. The bell lap has gone. The personal best for Lalabote-Roy is 1:19.76. Phaneuf at 1:19.56. Both skaters are from Quebec, and both are evenly matched. So as they head down the back stretch for the final instructions and encouragement from the coach, we should see a very close time between the two of them. Crossing the line first is going to be Lalabote-Roy at 1:19.22. She's going to be very happy with that race because that's a personal best for Rose Lalabote-Roy. Adria Phaneuf at 1:21. 1:35, just off her season's best. So congratulations, Rose Lalabertewa. We now move to the third pairing. In the inside lane from Manitoba, Chloe Beauchesne. And in the outer lane from Quebec, Ariane Fournier. All right, in the opening 200 meters, Fournier's in at 19.94, Beauchesne in at 21:39. Beauchesne, born and raised in Manitoba, now going to school in Quebec, which is where the new oval is, by the way. Ice to glass by the Intact Insurance, which is the premier sponsor of the Canadian Long Track Championships, and Barista is the Oval International Coffee sponsor. And Barista, thank you so much for the coffee. It's delicious. I'm a bit of a coffee snob myself, so I've really enjoyed the coffee that they provided for us. That is the bell lap between Beauchesne and Fournier as they head down the backstretch. Fournier is going to cross the line first, and she does so with a time of 1:23:61, which ties her personal best. 1:23:67, 1:30:04 for Beauchesne, just off her season's best. Fournier ties her PB, and that, of course, will be Fournier's season's best now as well. We now move to the fourth pairing in the inner lane from Saskatchewan, Mila Reben. And in the outer lane from British Columbia, Kirsten Hagen. Been in at 20.28 and Hagen in at 20.64. So we've got Reben's opening time at 20.28. Hagen is at 20.64. There's the bell lap. This is the fourth pairing of 11. I will do one more pairing, and then I'm going to drop the mic, pass it on to whoever will be taking in the timing deck, and say goodbye to everybody who's been watching for the last few days on YouTube and for the Canadian Long Track Championships, also on the Facebook and CBC feeds. It's been a fun 5 days, and amazing speed skating, records broken, PBs broken, and it's so good to be back watching speed skating at its finest and watching the stars unfold, and obviously the up-and-comer stars as well. 6-0 is Kirsten Hagen, and she's going to be happy with that as she claps one fist into the other, because that is a personal best. Mila Reben in at 1:26 even, and that is a season's best for Mila. So Kirsten Hagen, congratulations. In the fifth pairing, in the inside lane, from Ontario, say hello to Alexa Annika. And in the outer lane, from Quebec, Laurence Paquette. This is the fifth pairing of 11 pairings. Paquette's opening 200 meters at 20.68. Annika in at 20.86. This will be my final race of the day, passing it off to those in the timing deck. So long, everybody. It's been a ton of fun. Both in the black outfits. Annika's in from Ontario. Paquette in from Quebec. Races all over the world today. Norway. Right here in Calgary, Alberta, at the infamous 34-year young Olympic Oval, where records have been broken and dreams have been made. And there is the bell lap for Annika from Ontario and Paquette from Quebec. So taking a look at their personal best, Annika has a 126.37, Paquette 124.61. Let's see if either of them can break these records of their own. So finishing off in the inside lane will be Annika. The sensor will pick up the time as soon as the tip of the skate crosses it, and Alex Annika will finish off with a time of 125.40, and she'll be happy with that race because that is in fact a personal best. And Paquette had 126.05, a season's best. So long, everybody. Passing it off to the next announcer. Take care, and we'll see you again.
And pair number 6 at the start from Ontario, Claire Millard. And the outer from Germany, Miss Neumann. This is pair number 6 on the start. Right now, Claire Millard and Nelly Neumann. Next up will be Rachel Freitag and Hannah North. And final time, Claire Millard, 124.22. Nelly Neumann, 126. Pair 6. Next up, pair 7 at the start. On the inside from Ontario, Rachel Freitag. In the outer from BC, Hannah North. And currently on the ice is pair number 7, Rachel Freitag, now in the outer, and Hannah North now in the inner. On deck, pair 8, Jordan Campbell, Elena Manina. Rachel Freitag coming through with a final time, 1:25.49. And Hannah North finishing up, 1:35.08. That was pair 7. To start now in pair number 8 on the inside from Manitoba, Jordan Campbell. And the outer from Alberta, Elena Manina. This is pair 8, Jordan Campbell on the inner and Elena Manina on the outer. On deck, pair number 9, Tatiana De Vlieg and Sofia Richuk. And final time for Jordan Campbell, 1:29.96. Elena Manina, 1:34.20. That was pair number 8. 3 more pairs to go before a flood break. with the men starting their 5,000 meter at 11:45. Next up, pair number 9 on the inner from Alberta, Tatiana De Vlieg. On the outer from Saskatchewan, Sophia Richuk. Currently on the ice, pair number 9, Tatiana De Vlieg and Sophia Richuk. Next up, Sophia Dvorak and Eloise Spence. And Tatiana De Vlieg coming through first in her pair with a final time of 1:31.02. Sophia Richuk 1:42.09. That was pair number 9. Next up, pair number 10. On the inner from Saskatchewan, Sophia Dvorak. On the outer from Alberta, Eloise Spence. And coming up to the bell lap, Sophia Dvorak in the lead with Eloise Spence. Our final pair, pair 11, is on deck, Elise Pripich and Isabel Erasmus. And final time for Sophia Dvorak, 1:34.09. Looks like Eloise forgot to change her lane on the last one. And we'll wait for the official word on that. Yes, she did not change lanes. Up now, our final pair in the Oval International Women's 1,000 meter. On the inner from Alberta, Elise Pripich. On the outer, also from Alberta, Isabel Erasmus. And this is our final pair before the flood break. Once again, the men start at 11:45 with the 5,000 meters. Pair number 1. And the final turn for Elise. Coming in, her time 1:35.46. And Isabel's time 1:43.85. We'll take a break till 11:45 and have a complete ice flood. We'll start with the men's 5,000, 11:45. So, see you at 11:45. And there's less than 5 minutes to go until we start the Oval International Men's 5,000 meter. This is for a lower level than Canadian Championships. That one was on Wednesday. Non-qualifiers and younger skaters going for time. Be 4 minutes to go. And 2 minutes to go until we start the men's 5,000. 11 pairs. After these 11 pairs are completed, the warm-up for the Canadian Championships mass start will begin at 2 and go till 3:30. Canadian Championships women mass start will be at 4 and the men will be at 4:30. And there's the whistle from the starters for pair number 1. On the inner from the Netherlands, Hanno Damen, and on the outer from France, Thomas Moline. And this is the start of pair number 1, 5,000 meters, 12.5 laps. Hanno Damen on the inner, Thomas Moline on the outer. Your splits are on the bottom of the screen. Give you the first opener, and then you can check it out regularly. 19.3 for Hanno and 20.2 for Thomas. And coming up to 9 laps to go, Hanno Dahmen leading out Thomas Moline. Next up will be Simon Kutz and Eric Orlowski. And Hanno Dahmen coming out of the front straightaway. We'll see what his 3,000 meter split is. Split of 3:58.05 over 3,000 meters. And Thomas's split 4:04.53. And Hanno Dahmen is pulled up after 3,400. Or is he still skating? We're not sure, but Thomas is catching him. And Hanno, maybe he was waiting for Thomas. We're not sure. I'd like to welcome my listeners, Bobby McGee and Christina Lazarescu. They both texted saying that they're watching this. And Hanno 34.2 and 34.0 for Thomas. And the bell lap for both skaters. 32.6 for Hanno. He dropped it back down. And the final time for Hanno Dahmen, 6:51.06, 6:52.49 for Thomas Moline. That was pair number 1 of 11 pairs 5,000 meter men. Next up to start, pair number 2. That will be on the inner from Manitoba, Simon Coots, and on the outer from B, followed by Echetti and Lemelan Bilodeau. And we're underway with pair number 2, Simon Coots on the inside and Eric Orlowski on the outer. 12.5 laps. And there's 9 laps to go. Splits 32-0 for Orlowski, 32-6 for Coots. And they'll be coming up to 6 laps to go. Fairly even race. Lap times, 30 Orlowski. And coming up to 3,000 meter split. 4:05.36 Orlowski, 4:05.79 for Coots. As this pair is 3 to go, the next pair should be getting ready. Pair number 3, Darius Aschetti and William Lemelambilado. And coming up to 2 laps to go, Orlowski's opened up a 50-meter lead. His lap time 34.7 for Coots. And there's the bell lap. Orlowski in the lead. And final time, 6:50.08. Puts him on top of the leaderboard. And that looks like Jill standing in front of the camera. Is it Jill? All right, that's a finish of pair number 2 on the start line now for pair number 3 from Australia on the inner, Darius Aschetti. And on the outer from Quebec, William Lemelambilado. This is pair number 3 of 11 pairs in the men's 5,000 Oval International. Darius Aschetti and William Lemelambilado. And coming up to 9 laps to go. On the outer is Darius Achetti. On the inner, William Lamalambilado. And their lap times are pretty consistent, 32.9 for both skaters. And 3,000 meter split for Darius is 4:11.27. William 4:13.42. A little misstep from Darius there. Lap time of 33.1. William 34.2. And as you come down to 1 to go, next up, getting their armbands, Antoine Gabou and Max Poulin. There's the bell for Darius. 33.6 lap. William at 34.5. And final time for Darius Deschetti, 6:58.40. And William Lambilado, 7:05.81. That was pair 3. Next up, pair 4. On the inner from Quebec, Antoine Godbout, and on the outer from Alberta, Max Poulin. Currently on the ice, Max Poulin with a red armband. Antoine Poulin had gone through first. And down the stretch they come. 8 laps to go for Max Poulin, leading Antoine Godbout in this race. On deck, pair number 5, Daniel Hall and Emil Hodzik-Santor. Poulain will be coming up to his 3,000 meter split. Split for the 3,000, 4:16.22. Antoine split 4:25.51. And Max will have 3 laps to go when he crosses the line. 3 to go with a lap time of 34.1. And 3 to go for Antoine. Lap time of 35.3. And Max Poulain will be getting the bell. 1 lap to go. And he sped up a bit, 33.4. Antoine has 1 lap to go with a 36.2. Final time for Max Poulain, 7:05.90. Antoine finishing up. $7:23.80. That was pair number 4. Next up at the start in pair number 5. From Alberta will be Daniel Hall on the inner, and on the outer from Ontario, Emil Hodzik-Centaur. Currently on the track with the white armband, Daniel Hall, and on the Inner right now with a red armband, Emil Hodzik Santor. This is pair number 5. Pair number 6 currently getting ready will be Gregory Picard. And Daniel coming through the finish line with 8 laps to go, followed by Emil. And once again, this is the pair 5 of 11 in the men's 5,000 meter Oval International. 4 p.m. this afternoon will be the Canadian Championships mass start. Mass start will be ladies at 4 and men at 4:30. That would conclude the Canadian Championships at that point. Daniel Hall with a 32.9, Emil with a 34.2. And when Daniel gets to the finish line, he'll have 5 laps to go. His 3,000 meter split is 4:10.59. And Emil Hodzik Santor's split 4:17.68 after 3,000 meters. Next competition here in Calgary for long track will be the Can-Am International in November. And 2 laps to go for Daniel. 34.5 lap. Emil with a 34.3. And there's the bell for Daniel. 35.1 his lap time. And Emil with a 34.2. Very consistent for Emil. Final time, Daniel Hall, 7:03.84, and Emil Hodzik Santor, 7:08.81. That was pair 5 of 11. Next up in pair 6 on the inner from Quebec, Gregory Picard, and on the outer from Ontario, Sam Galloway. And pair 6 has started up. Next up in pair 7 will be Ian McPeak and Joel Simpson, followed by Medlicott and Elaz. As mentioned, the next one in the oval for a long track is the Can-Am International, November 19, 2021. Information's on the oval.ucalgary website. And our next short track competition will be in less than 3 weeks, Canada Cup. Splits, Picard 33.7 and Galloway 34.0. On deck is pair 7, Ian McPeak and Joel Simpson. And Gregory Picard with 7 to go is lap time of 34.0. Sam Galloway with 35.2. Gregory gets to the finish line. He'll have 5 laps to go. His 3,000 meter split, 4:16.23. Currently puts him in 9th. Samuel Galloway split 4:22.76. Three laps to go for Gregory Picard. Lap time of 35.9. Sam Galloway's lap time 36.6. And when Gregory Picard gets to the finish line, he'll have the bell lap. 1 to go. 35.5 split. And Sam Galloway 37.3. And Gregory Picard's final time, 5,000 meters, 7:14.87. Sam Galloway's final time for 5,000 meters, 7:83. That was pair 6 of 11. Next up, pair 7. Ian McPeak on the inner from Manitoba, and on the outer also from Manitoba, Joel Simpson, and they'll be followed by Medlicott and Ilaz. And on the front straight, Ian McPeak with a white armband. And lap time is 34.6 for both. I'd like to welcome Brad Bates and Mark Poulin, who are up watching today. This is the head starter of this Oval International, and Mr. Poulin is starting the men in the Canadian Championships. Seven laps to go for both skaters. 34.4 for Simpson, 34.5 for McPeak. And when they get to the finish line, they'll be having 3,000 meters completed. Their splits: 420.9 for Simpson and 421.9 for McPeak. And coming out of the front straight with 3 laps to go, Simpson with a slight lead, 33.9 and a 34.0 for McPeak. Two laps to go. And both skaters fairly consistent. Simpson 33.7 now. And when they get to the finish line, they'll be on their bell lap. With Joel Simpson with a 33.8 and a 34.5 for Ian McPeak. And a very strong finish for Joel Simpson. Next time he skates, he'll be going faster for sure. He'll be shooting for under 7. 7:07.53 for this one, with a 30.9 last lap. 7:13.84 for Ian McPeak. That was pair number 7. Next up in pair number 8 will be from Alberta on the inner lane, Matthew Medlicott. From Alberta on the outer lane, Dino Elaz. And they'll be followed by Farquharson and Hansen. Currently on the track, the white armband, Matt Medlicott. Dino Elaz with a red armband. They have 8 laps to go. On deck, pair number 9, Jared Farquharson, Jack Hansen, followed by Matthew Mitchell and Jalen Ray Erasmus and Ben Routledge. And when these two skaters get to the finish line, they'll have 5 laps to go. $3,000-meter split for Matt Medlicott, 4:27.36, and Dino allows 4:29.92. And on the home straight with 3 laps to go, Matthew Medlicott. Lap time 35.4, sped up a bit. Dino allows 37.8. And Matthew Medlicott will be getting the bell when he gets to the finish line. 1 lap to go. Lap time of 35.9. Dino Olaz with 1 lap to go. Lap time of 38.4. And final time for Matt Medlicott, who sped up on his last lap. And Dino Olaz coming through with a 7:40.51. That was pair 8. Next up, pair number 9. On the inner from Alberta, Jared Farquharson. And on the outer from BC, Jack Hansen. This is Jared Farquharson and Jack Hansen starting out their 12.5 lap, 5,000 meters. On deck, Matthew Mitchell and Jalen Doan. Wrapping up the 5,000 will be pair number 11, Andre Erasmus and Ben Routledge. And these two skaters are very even as they come down the front straight with 9 laps to go. Lap times Hansen 35.1, 35.5 for Farquharson. .34.9s for both skaters on their lap times, pushing each other here. A little bit of a draft on that back straightaway. And coming down the front straightaway now, they'll have 5 laps to go. 3,000 meter splits for both skaters. For Farquharson, 4:23.50 and a 4:24.92 for Jack Hansen. You can see their coaches giving them lap times in the back straightaway. And next up, after these two finish, will be Matthew Mitchell and Jalen Doan. They'll be getting their armbands now. And 2 to go for Jared and Jack. Jack coming back a bit on Jared. And the bell lap for Jared and Jack. Jared with a 35.5, a 35.0 for Jack. And a big sprint for these two young skaters, learning how to pace a 5,000. They were at 35.0 and 35.5. Let's see what their lap times finish up with. 35.8 and the 35.4. 7:19.51 for Jared Farquharson. 7:20.18 for Jack Hansen. That was pair 9 up on the start line now. On the inner. On the outer from Alberta, Jalen Doan. And after 1,000 meters, Jalen Doan's lap time of 36.2 and 37.0 for Matthew Mitchell. And as mentioned before, our next event is Canada Cup Short Track in less than 3 weeks, followed by the Can-Am International, November 19, 2021. In December, Calgary Oval and Speed Skating Canada host the World Cup number 4 for long track. And Jalen coming down the front straightaway with 6 laps to go. Six. And when the skaters cross the finish line this time, they'll have skated 3,000 meters, 2,000 meters, and 5 laps to go. Jalen's 3,000 meter split, 4:33.2. And Matthew Mitchell's split, 4:46.55. One pair left, Andre Erasmus and Ben Routledge, before the break. The warm-up for the mass start. Canadian Championship. Canadian Championships women at 4 p.m. Calgary time. 4:30 will be the men's race. Jalen Doan with 3 laps to go. Lap time 35.2. Matthew Mitchell, 3 laps to go. 6:04.40, 39.1. And the bell lap for Jalen Doan. And the bell for Matthew Mitchell. Jalen Doan coming down the final straightaway. (7:34.09). Gives him 18th place. And Matthew Mitchell finishing his race up. 100 meters left to go. Final time 8:02.00. That was pair 10, our final pair in the men's 5,000 meter for the Oval International. On the inner from Alberta, Andre Erasmus. And on the outer from Manitoba, Ben Routledge. And 9 laps to go for both Andre Erasmus, Ben Routledge. The final pair in the Oval International Men's 5,000. That will conclude the Oval International after this Canadian Championship. 4 p.m. Calgary time. And the men will go at 4:30. Seven laps to go. Skaters staying relatively close together. 36.8 for Routledge, 36.9 for Erasmus. And they're coming up to their 3,000 meters splits. 5 laps to go. 4:31.76 for Ben Routledge and 4:34.33 Andre Erasmus. And coming down the front straightaway with 3 laps to go is Ben Routledge. Lap time consistent. And this one's a 7.8. Andre Erasmus 40.6 with 3 to go. And Routledge on the front straight at the bell. Lap time of 38.0. Andre Erasmus gets the bell. 1 lap to go with a 41.5. And Ben Routledge finishing up his 5,000 meters. Final time of 7:40.41. Andre Erasmus completing his 5,000 meters. 7:57. Includes the Oval International. We'll be back in just under 3 hours with the Canadian Championships Women's mass start. And a half hour after that will be the men's mass start.